Oh my gosh, some of you guys need to hear this message, okay? So let me tell you something. So I did a few coaching sessions this morning, and the Lord, the Lord just blew my mind. Like, with the types of things that he was showing me, and I was talking to these individuals, and you know, the word overall for his children in this season is obedience. And it was crazy because on my birthday, I posted a video and I talked about how important obedience is. I said the Lord can give you a key and the Lord can show you where the door is, right? But it's really up to you to listen to God and to walk up to that door, put the key in, turn the key, and go through that door. God can set up the whole door for you and God can give you a key, but it's the in between that. In between that, that's what you have to do. Right? And it is so important to be obedient because obedience can literally be something pertaining to like life and death. For instance, God will literally tell me, hey, you got to stay clear of this person and it's for a reason. Hey, that friend, you cannot trust that friend. Like, you need to cut ties with that friend and it's for a reason. Like, and I was talking to two people today and I literally had to scream on the phone twice with both of them because one person I was coaching for a very long time, and God was showing her certain things, God was showing me certain things, and every time we spoke, it was like, whoa, like we're connecting the dots, and she had to leave. And she had to leave because it was a life and death situation, right? And her leaving, her being obedient is what opened new doors for her, new chapter of her life. And God literally surprised her when she moved with other things that she didn't even expect, right? And then I spoke to someone else today pertaining to when I was talking to her, I kept seeing Snow White, and I brought up the whole bagel thing, and that was her word. And same thing, she left. And my point in saying this is, when God is telling you to do something, it can be life and death. When God is telling you to be obedient, it could be life and death. Like, if God is telling you, hey, you got to move from this place because this area is bad, and he gives you the resources to move and you have it, but you're like, man, I have the resources to move, but I think I should spend the money on this instead and just stay because that seems like a more comfortable plan. You may sacrifice and jeopardize your blessings. You get what I'm saying? If God tells you to start a new job and you're like, nah, I don't want to start this new job because it's, too far to commute to, and I'm just going to say, forget it, and I'm going to just stay where I am. And then before you know it, you have to end up moving anyways, and now you lost out on a good job, and you could have been living closer to that new job. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just giving you all examples. The point of the matter is, be obedient. Be obedient, okay? I got the word pertaining to Lot's wife, how she received instructions from the angel of the Lord, and she was told to not look back when the wrath of God and judgment hits that land, okay? And she looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. And I mentioned this to you guys in the past, I think it was like sometime last year, or no, earlier this year, I think. And I mentioned how, like, sometimes looking back, like going back to the past, like going back to a friendship, going back to a town, going back to, a relationship, going back to something that God has removed us from to save our life. Sometimes us going back there may not be a next time. There may not be another opportunity to leave if we go back to something that God has removed us from, because we may be going right back into that bear trap or in that death trap. You see what I'm saying? And this is why it's so important to be obedient, because you never know. The enemies that the devil will use, these devices will be the very people you would not really expect to be after you. They will literally be under your nose. They will be your neighbor, literally your neighbor. They will be your sister, your brother, your uncle. Like, these people will literally be under your nose. And guess what? It only takes for you to be disobedient to God one time or two times for something to happen. Okay? Like, I don't think you guys understand, like, I have kept my distance from certain people that I'm going through this whole legal process with. I kept my distance from them since 2019. and I have not been around them ever since. And you know why? Because I know the mentality they have. The Lord even said to me, the Lord said to me that what they did spiritually to me is attempted murder. And that means that if they can do this to me spiritually, that means that they've already calculated and planned how they can physically hurt me. But the thing is, they know that there's serious consequences pertaining to that. So their next route is to spiritually try to harm me by paying people to do things to me to harm me. So that means that this person has the mindset of a murderer. This person has the same mindset as Cain. This person has the same mindset as Joseph's brothers. This person has the same mindset as Pharaoh. This person has the same mindset as Saul. Do you get it? Because they're operating from the same spirit as these individuals in the Bible. Okay, and that's what I was talking to you guys about yesterday. How when the enemy sends devices to try to hurt you, kill, steal, and destroy, it can be people in your church. It can be people in ministry. It can be people that are not in church, that are in your workplace. It can be people that are in your family. Listen, the enemy does not choose who he wants to be evil. If the person is willing to be used and allowing themselves to be used in that way, the enemy is going to use them. And best believe he's going to look for someone who is close to you. And this is why obedience is so important. Because God is saving your life. Okay? So going back to what I said about that person having the mindset of a murderer, imagine now I'm like, okay, let me go around them and hang around them and get them another chance. There may not be another chance for me to even detach myself again, because the next time I go around them physically and I trust them, they may have put something in my food, my drink, or something. Right? So that's my point. Like, it doesn't have to be anything pertaining to, like, you know, your enemies and safety. I'm only mentioning that because I couldn't believe the two people I spoke to today. God was just really active, okay? And it was about life and death for them, right? And it reminded me of my situation as well. And I just can't fathom us being disobedient and allowing these devices to succeed at blocking us and taking us out. And God won't let that happen. This is why obedience is important, okay? So if God is telling you to do something and he is telling you, hey, you need to listen, you need to remove yourself from this person, you need to escape from here, leave this job, leave this hometown, it's for a reason. It is for a reason. We're in very serious times right now, and people are very desperate, and they don't even care. Some people, they don't even care if they have to do life in prison. As long as they get rid of you, they're satisfied. And that's so sad to say that, but it's the truth. We're in a very rough time right now, right? And you guys are probably already seeing it. You're going to start seeing a lot more people operating from these specific spirits that I spoke of, right? And they're not afraid to. So the best thing is to be obedient. All right, be obedient. And yeah, I just want to share that with you guys. Don't do what Lot's wife did. Don't go backwards. Don't look back. Don't, like, just be obedient. Obedience is key. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.